Now let me just take you through a few things here. Back in 2009, we had an opening for a superintendent. We were interviewing at the Hilton Garden, and when Dr. Lanoue walked in the room with his blue suit on, black shoes, he was sharp. And I just looked at him and looked at him. And obviously, you know, we said, tell us a little bit about yourself. He did that. We started the line of questions when it got to probably question 2. This is the person that we need to lead this school district.
I first had the opportunity to meet Phil, I believe, at an MLK breakfast in January of 2010. And for those of you that have been to that annual breakfast at the University of Georgia, you know one of the highlights, perhaps the highlight, each year is watching a film in which students across Clark County describe what Martin Luther King means to them and what the importance of this time of the year means to them. And what struck me the first time I met Phil was how moved he was personally by those presentations. And you realized that, geez, this is a school superintendent that really loves and cares about his students. This is not a job for him. This is something that he was meant to do.
Phil began to think outside the box, and we began to think about ways of doing things differently, not why we couldn't do something, but why couldn't we do something.
I'm thankful to have a leader who values student access to digital content and digital creation so that they can truly be contributors to the global society. Dr. Lanoue listens. If something is standing in our way of innovation, he wants to find a way to build bridges beyond the barriers. He values problem solving and risk-taking among students and educators while demanding high standards.
Some of you may have heard me say this before. There are 3 kinds of people in the world. Those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, those that wonder what happened. Dr. Lanoue made things happen, folks. He's a visionary. He can see things 5, 10 years down the road.
I work with a lot of school superintendents across the state. None as innovative, none as aggressive, none as outside the box as you are.
But if you're risk-taking, you've done your research, you're a hero. That's our hero sitting right there.
This is something I do on very rare occasions. And I make it rare occasions because otherwise it's not special. And I'm going to present Dr. Lanoue with the key to the city. And
you know, it's true, it takes a village to raise a child today. And I think too many times this nation points the finger at the school system, at teachers, at principals and superintendents for not getting the job done. And that's just not right, and it's just not true. Because it takes all of us coming together to truly make a difference in a 21st century child today. It's different, it's much tougher than it used to be. And Phil understands that.
It's been said that a true leader is a person who makes others' lives better as a result of their presence. You, sir, are a true leader. You have made us all better as a result of your presence.
Dr. Lanoue, just on behalf of all the principals, we thought it was important that we come up and stand before you just as a symbolic gesture of our pride in you and you getting this recognition, much deserved. As well as a gesture of our gratitude to have a leader like you.
You don't have to look far to find those of us who are proud to be CCSD. It's all of us. It's the 13,000 students in our district, their 8,000 parents, and our nearly 3,000 employees. It's our community, and now it's our state and nation too, because of what we've accomplished together under the incredible leadership of Dr. Lanoue.
You know, for myself as an educator, you know, we don't go into this job looking for recognition. It is not something that we get into saying one day we're going to do this or we're going to have all these accolades. But for a true teacher and for a true leader in education, what you find out is all about the children.
We are a community of learners, and it's this belief in community, partnership, transformation, and most importantly, our belief in all of our students that has culminated in this moment. However, this day will pass, But the work goes on, and our commitment continues. With the National Superintendent of the Year as our leader, with or without that title, we all know that there's nothing that we can't accomplish here without Dr. Lanoue's vision and commitment to all students.
After we had hired Dr. Lanoue, he came to me and he said, I've reviewed the scores. Some of them are pretty low. And he said, I think that I can do it. I said, Dr. Lanoue, I know you can do it. That's why we hired you.
And so now I present to you the man of the hour, Dr. Philip D. Lanoue, your Georgia and National Superintendent of the Year.
I think what we're talking about now is really different. And I would hope that if we talk to our children and our young adults and we ask them, that their comments would be that they believe in us. I think probably one of the largest or most important things for me probably has been built on trust. When I have someone who said, this community trusts the schools. When our kids say, I trust our teachers. When our teachers say, I trust our administrators. When they say we trust our school board and we trust our community members to do the right thing. I think that probably is one of the most dramatic shifts that we've had, and we couldn't get to anywhere we needed to be unless we did that. Just know that our hearts have to be with our children. And not just our heart, our work, the tenacity, the moving ahead every minute. I understand I may go backwards today, but I can go ahead tomorrow. And I really believe it's for kids, if it's not today, it's tomorrow. If it's not here, maybe somewhere else. But it's never give up for our children. So as we leave that, I think we have to embody that spirit, that as adults, we can play an important part here today, everyone in this room. Even if it's just come see a play for 5th grade and say thank you for doing what you do. It doesn't take much. But I feel today, more than ever in this community's history as I've known it, we are together as one for our children.